So a lot of new things. It's a new era here for potentially both of these two teams as we have completely different compositions heading into Haven.
Yeah, it is a big switch up for both of these squads. I'm definitely excited to see how we get the synergy between those two initiators. Brock with the breach, John with that fade in action on Haven. I think there's a lot of...
It's pretty slow for now, but look at the population here for Ghost around B. 3 players already between C-Link. We're ready for that take. But at least the guard, they have to go back over towards Garage. This is good, though. Good approach.
Yeah, Jonah already activating that dash, but they're going to be forced to cancel in this one. Very quick rotations out of Ghost and that Aster utility doing well to stall. But now, with the rotate coming back towards A, Koala is alone. He does have the rendezvous to get out. How much can he get done here?
Oh, Koala gets one and boots out of there. And that's it, essentially. He can just wait for the rest of his teammates to rotate on in for the retake.
But now they just have plentiful utility to work back in. Brock's stun will be up soon. John's utility is just around the corner. I'm taking a look at how he wants to use these 2 Prowlers on the work back in.
It's going to be real slow. At least for all of these players here on Ghost. But more importantly, the guard. They don't have any sort of watch back over towards short or over and long. That makes it even worse. Koala noob! This is all just a firing range for him as he takes down 3. Valen now the last one remaining, and of course he goes down. All right, Ghost. They overwhelm guard, to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, Koala, the hero of that round in the individual department, but the amount of combo it with a nade on through, and it essentially just denies that A main control immediately. However, for the guard, that's not their destination. All 5 players ready here towards long, and a Proto gets stunned. This could get dangerous.
Proto, so with the Spectre, it should be a whole lot of damage from him alone, but it actually only equates into 1 frag. Koala noob. He's trying to take one back, and it's just frags all the way down the board. Jonah P and Net getting 2 as we equalize things down to a 3v3.
We have, but still plentiful utility. Aftershock on in, the Prowlers follow up. They haven't even gotten the spike plant down, but this retake is already full force. Nismo for the first, Brock here as well, and there's just nothing doing for guard. Never even had a chance, and that was one of the big conditions for guard in that round. Here again, we see the opening spurt of utility. Out comes that stun. It's followed up by a nade. The combo is perfection because you have multiple options. It can be the fade utility, it can be the breach utility. It's giving Nismo so many opportunities to get value out of the paint shells.
But you just never see that early on in the round. Usually you just see that spot for Brock. Dies. Right, exactly. You usually see that as more of a response to information. But again, great cross up. But now you still have a lot more little spots to deal with here for the guard. Yeah, they finally made it past one A main choke point. But again, Nismo sitting in the back of short. You still have a very quick response from Brock, who's actually currently recharging his fault line.
Yeah, and because of the chamber nerfs, look how deep that trademark has to be. It's all the way close on the flank, so these C-long players for Ghost get up in towards the flank quickly. However, they had already forthcoming Paranoia in.
Nolan is going to be Net to respond. Perfect stuff from Net. They still have to watch out for Nismo. Nismo, he's just cooped up over in short. But again, this is why we're not seeing anything from guard. They've completely abandoned short. They know that Ghost, if they have someone there, their position isn't exactly going to be efficient. But there it was, the retake from it. Nismo's actually able to take one back from it. 30 HP remaining. The rest of his teammates, again, they just need the distraction to actually make their way in. 2 of them are corralled over towards Heaven. This is a great smoke, and the front line back in main to stop him, but it just doesn't matter. Koala noob pops out, gets a double from Heaven. And of course, just 1 straggler behind right after. Ghost, they're able to get a 3rd, but Mimi, again, it was just just keep a very sharp eye on Garage.
And Koala can take this gamble because of the chamber nerfs, right? Because there's no longer a second trademark holding that deep on in. With that flank coming through, guard will have to expedite on this hit, but Nismo still has a paint shells to deny, and there's utility for this fade as well.
Yeah, very easy paint shells for him. It's going to be that alongside the fault line, but it doesn't actually equate into the frag. That goes a whole lot of information. Fade on the front side. John QT just looking for a bit of a firing range. Going to be able to get 2. Can he make it a 3rd? No, it's not going to happen. Koala noob looking for an actual second. Throws a satchel at the floor, actually. All right, very cheeky there. Nismo could have definitely just gone for the frag, but that works out too. 4th round back in the hands of Ghost.
The timing in which that not taking a pause here, they seem to have their solution, and another one of these 4-1s leaning towards mid is their initial answer.
Nismo on the front side, there's nothing else to cover, no trademark here, so it's just going to be Nismo having to deal with a whole lot of chaos. What on earth was that pullback? Jonah P snapped back into the middle of Garage, but still somehow the guard with full control. But again, no trade back on Ghost. They still have all 5.
Yeah, and look how much info they have. They have a player pushed in towards short over towards A. They realize where guard is. They're fine to concede Garage control because they still have such heavy pressure in towards lanes.
There goes the first frag back from a Proto, but finally an entry there from Net. 2 players in the back line, 3 players in the back line for Ghost already. There is no way the guards are going to make their way forward without a miracle. Net's able to get 2. Rolling Thunder in, 21 HP, and he's taking C.
Yeah, they have the space here. Now Spike coming on down, but Net needs to continue to fight because Ghost, they just want the duels immediately. Brock finds it. Now Valen is alone. A 1 versus 2, but the teleport gets him to safety.
The leader, Valen. Stepping up now, waiting for any sort of contact. Again, Ghost completely abandoning Garage as of now, not throwing out any sort of early utility. But again, Brock doesn't have anything to actually use. But it doesn't even matter. The early peek from Kuala Noob. An even more awkward crossover from Valen. That's going to be finally around. Going the distance, but still a 5th for Ghost.
Dogs are always getting saved, so this util on the work back in has just been so much, and Guard yet to find a solution. Jonah, even with the knives up, just obliterated by Koala in mid.
Yeah, what a flick from Kuala Noob, but he could get a little bit more. A couple more players back over in mid, tempting the peak, and he even has Brock there for a bit of support utility. Out goes the peak from Gianni, but the rest of the guard, they have to go back into Garage. A Proto is going to be the first contact.
And he will. Stun available here for Net. A Proto could be in a bit of trouble, but he dodges it.
Great
and while the
smoke.
paranoia comes through, out comes the Nightfall. No one can hear a thing, and a Proto is thriving in this situation. 3 picked on up. John down. No one is watching for a Proto. He just plays that one to perfection, and eco round or not, doesn't matter. No chance for Saya player to even get a shot off now 2 rounds in a row.
Okay, Kuala Noob. He's having one of those games already. Just a couple of rounds in, and he just cannot stop nailing these shots off the op. Again, nothing being missed here by Gian, but you still have to watch out for the fact that the guard, only pistols, only Spectres. Not much of a chance going into the round to begin with, but Kuala Noob on the front side, he gets smoked off. So actually saved there in a very quick instant. Still 3 players coming up from long. John QT, the only person here on that front line. It's going to be 2 players remaining on the post plant.
And that Seize is so good because it denies a refrag. John is safe to be able to swing. He isolates a duel. Anyone attempting to trade will be locked in by that Seize. So now, 2 versus 4 in this retake. There's so much utility. Brock has a full kit available.
Cosmic Divide actually going up early too. There goes the early fault line. Alongside the nade too. What a combo in the middle of sight.
He just saves here. The round's over. I mean, he's walled out. An operator, you want to keep this. These retakes for Ghost Gaming, they have just been incredibly stellar. Brock, again, the discipline with the utility for both him and John has been, and the information is relatively minimal. Now the dog comes on down, but Ghost is still on the winning side of this info game. Both initiators have rotated on over. If this comes to a hit for Guard, Ghost is going to have all the resources to stop it.
And the Prowler coming out at the same time, getting some more info back over in short. So again, if they weren't trusting this 3rd person here, they can definitely trust it now. Brock sticks around on the A site, and the TP comes in, and Brock takes him down. You still have to have John QT in the back of sight try to hold it down, and indeed it works. Takes down the first. Trent!
What?
Trent just gets taken down, full flashed by John QT, and you still have Sire player, a 1v4. His op has been actually very, very stellar. Last week, had quite the showcase in a losing effort, but again, this round, he's not exactly going to be able to show any of that prowess. 20 seconds left. He's going to have to run away. He does get 1 exit, but 8-0 going back to Ghost.
Last weekend, even in their loss against XSET, and now in this series too, it's been really well set up, pulling out a new composition and working incredibly well with it.
Right? It's the same exact composition, or a very similar one that we ended up seeing from back in Masters. For the guard, a lot of question marks. It could be answered by potentially the end of the game. They are actually freeing themselves up back over towards that B site. They do have full control.
And that's interesting. The Aftershock is saved. Brock doesn't commit it. He wants to use all his utility for the retake, and a big part of that, a big catalyst in this round could be a Proto. He's patient, waiting on the flank. Once the utility goes on out, he'll activate this position, and it could be devastating against Guard.
He's going to keep waiting. They have no clue. I love how much the guard are waiting here. A Proto. The timing is perfect. How many can he get out of this? He has to get 3. 1, 2. Not the 3rd. Jonah P stays alive, and now Brock's job is a whole lot harder.
Position is long. The Ultorb there does seem to be the destination.
Yeah, that's a big smoke, and they know it popped up too. A Proto. What's the job to be done here? Okay, he does let one fly. It's a bit awkward, but he actually puts Jonah P to hold down for maybe 1 or 2 more. He does end up going down to retake mode here for Ghost.
Yeah, and there's so much utility again for this retake. Net, he'll get the spike down, but Nismo has reclaimed space over towards Garage. The Rolling Thunder will go aggressive, but I don't think it catches anyone, and there's no one to follow it up. Sure, it gives a moment of respite, a moment to think for Guard, but Ghost still very much in control. They'll pause, wait for the re-aggression, and they're ready for it.
Wow. Yeah, that's perfect. Now, only 2 more pins to be knocked down. Single player in the middle of sight. Same thing with Trent. It's easy for the Chef Nismo. 9th round, they're back for Ghost. But again, it's tough there for the Guard because again,
Prowlers too, as good effect Ghost is doing here yet. And well, when it's not the Prowlers, it's a stun. Fight forward towards mid, a Proto gets 1. They completely disengage. No harm, no foul, no refrag from Guard.
That's a very familiar sight. No refrag and no Ghost. Very free to do whatever they want with the rest of this round. Again, they are going to have to retake a bit back over on A purely because they have 0 information there. But the Guard, wait, what? Because of this, because of the lack of information on A, they've actually called a full rotation back over to the A side. But again, the Guard, they're going to take C for free. But because nobody's here, those don't actually have to need to worry. They have all the utility in the world, and they've shown that their retakes are good.
This is what Guard's been asking for. An opportunity where, sure, they're at a man disadvantage, but they can get forward. However, out comes the Nightfall. No one can hear a thing.
Jonah P getting absolutely swarmed too. Somehow able to make his way out. There goes the Aftershock, an immediate TP back for Valen. 2 players in the middle of the site. Make that 3, actually. Valen knocks up. Oh, no. Takes that 1, but it still has to be Valen. Valen picks up the classic and still able to get the frag, but a Proto coming up on the flank. Easy 3k4. John QT, no. Okay.
What is going on?
A real awkward scramble. That's all I can really say. Chaos. Buffoonery in the middle of the site.
What we've seen in a few of these other rounds. However, for Ghost, they found a good reset point. They maybe overcommit a little bit towards holding that space in B, but they completely reset. All those recharge abilities are back online. Stun for Brock. He still has 1 flash, and John will have that haunt available.
Oh, great fault line. Brock was already backing out, but again, the Guard once again, clean take back over to the B site, but a very early Cosmic Divide is going to kind of force the Guard to make a big decision here. Do they actually hold on to site based off of this? How is that mid hold going to go down to Net, or excuse me, Saya player? He's stuck with a shotgun in the bottom of mid. How can he actually hold that down? John QT does actually pop out, take down Net. You still have at least 1 player for the Guard, 2 players for the Guard back over in Link. What are these positions? What are these spots? Could it actually work? Spike planted in front, and it does work. Valen and Trent able to combine for 3. A Proto trying to be a hero, but with 20 HP, just a paper cut should be able to do it. Valen with a couple of shots through the smoke, expecting that Proto should be off the defuse. And indeed he is! But a Proto! Through the smoke, takes down Valen, and he is gonna get the defuse. Unreal, a Proto. Little difficulties, we are back, but also some difficulties here for Guard. It's the 1 round, all pivotal pistol round, as we like to say. 1 person in the back line, that fault line should be ready and raring to go, but it's not the only thing ready and raring to go. 3, 4 players sitting around this B site for the Guard. It should be a good hold if Ghost actually opt in, but that's great. Prowler on the front side to clear out Garage, but it's still going to be 3 players here to try to hold down C. There goes a big flash into the back line. Nade covering out the corner. Proto? It's actually working out here for Ghost. A Proto sneaking up that back line. You still have to have Saya player to try to frag that, but still a Proto with a double. Koala noob just clamping down on Trent. Again, a 4-man hold from the Guard on the C side, and they weren't able to do anything.
Well, Jonah P is yet debut here in stage 2, looking for an opportunity, but it doesn't look like it's going to come to him. 2 players holding on. No, not a whole ton of information coming off of that one. And now the question is, does Trent phase check off that? He will. Peeks forward a little bit with the Stinger and receives damage from the other side. Ghost is still patient. They're waiting for an opportunity. Trent gives it, but through the box, the Stinger stings. Well, it seems like we may have lost Gus
yeah, we're
again.
Good.
We're still into the action here. Ghost Gaming.
We're good. Still going into the middle of the site. Ghost Gaming. Again, all the space in the world, but that 1 kill already from Trent does at least leave a whole lot of utility for them to be able to retake with. Again, they needed the guiding lights in his pocket to be able to do this. this pop from Brock has been so good, though. Out go. Oh, that still is even better. Nismo on the front side, able to get some free ones. 2 for himself, still 2 more over towards the heaven side, but the drop is just a meat grinder. A Proto able to get 2 for his own, and Valen, the last hope in a 1v3, dropping essentially to his death. He does try at least for 1, but that's just done. 13-1 for Ghost. It's practically flawless. Context, ever since the Astra nerf, they've only played Ascent twice, and it's been like 4 or 5 months. So here we go. The Guard, they're going to start off very spicy back over in A main. Very, very strong.
But that doesn't feel favorable. Guard commit a ton in towards that initial push. We trade 1 for 1. Ghost have Koala Noob lurking in through mid, but Trent punishes. Now Guard back in control of this round. They have space still over towards mid. Ghost, what's the reaction? Seems to be just a hit over towards the A site.
Yeah, but they're not actually going to do anything with it. How goes at least that Aftershock doesn't catch anything. Again, nobody here in the middle of sight for Guard. They were looking for a bit of a mid retake, and indeed it works. Flash goes out, but it's not exactly the flash that does it. Jonah P in the middle of that smoke takes down 2. John QT Lane's trying to make a bit of chaos, but it's just not going to work out. He loves to switch up some of the tempo that his team can have, but he wasn't exactly able to do so within 1 map. He's doing it between 2 maps, and it looks like the Guard at least get a bit more comfortable. His P site, though, completely empty.
Yeah, good work out of Trent. Gets 1 through that Nebula, so now in a comfortable position to work this retake. However, this could still be a little bit dangerous. 2 flash drives available for John QT. I'm wondering if Ghost wants to make something aggressive out of him.
There's potential for it. He has a Proto and a great 50-50 spot and a great pop spot back over towards short. It's going to be very intense here for a Proto. He actually goes out in the middle of a flash. Again, only 2 players remaining in the middle of the site. It's only classics. Should be easy goings for the Guard, and indeed it is. 4 players survive. Light work.
Ghost gets a spike down. Both teams walk away happy with this round. Now we get to see Ghost up with the rifles, and I think...
Off towards A. It is going to be an early 3-man approach once again from the Guard, but this time they actually had Saya player on the front side, a massive push shot with a headhunter, Valen from behind with a Spectre, and it just works.
That stun is everything out of net. Perfectly timed with that stun in towards main, and no real refrag potential beyond taking down Jonah for Ghost Gaming. Still, they have the gun advantage. Nothing was recovered by Guard, at least not yet. John will flash back in towards main. They spot Saya towards heaven, but Valen is still an unknown quantity close on this site, and I think he has that paranoia queued up if the execute comes through.
Exactly that. Paranoia up. With this smoke, they were hoping for potentially a bit more of a crossfire, but Gianni coming back over towards Cat. This is going to open up the whole site now. It has to be the early paranoia. It has to be a fight here from Valen. Valen had on a swivel, but not able to find anything. And a 2v3 gets converted into a 2v1 in 1 fell swoop. Right now, oh, massive spray through the floor. That actually works out in the very last bullet for a big kill to make things a 1v1. A Proto, a bit of a veteran. Trent, very much a young gun. It's intense. Trent just can't find a gap, but the shock darts are chipping away at a Proto. 20 seconds left. Trent can't do anything now to try to stop this plant. Proto still holding on to his space from Jenny. And thinking about the spray! And it's more than calculated. It is pinpoint accurate. 3rd round going back to the Guard, and it had to be Trent to pull off the 1v2 Red Bull clutch. The boys are feeling it. The boys are back a bit now. Here comes an early approach. Back over towards A. Nismo with the double satchels. He's already pretty much on that front side. Valen needed to scramble away. Again, these hard guns for the Guard. Ghost just trying to make things a bit more chaotic, but at least make it possible. And it might actually just work. Don QD able to get 2. Jonah P, the one who might have been the more, I guess you could say, in danger one in the middle of the site, is now alive.
Yeah, Hunter's Fury's pop, but out comes the suppression. No more ultimate to use, but Jonah P still around in this one, takes down 1 kill and is waiting. Patient in this endeavor. John, however, does recover a weapon, so now both these players on Ghost with guns, and good information.
Great info, but it has to be the hold now. John QT needs this 1v1 against Jonah P. But Jonah P surviving from the very beginning, able to get 2 out of that. Nismo, he's getting pinged out. He's getting revealed. And with the double swing, they know he's in the corner. And they know he can go nowhere else. A 4th round going back for the Guard. But again, Ghost came into this one with a very risky buy.
Yeah, and they're done with it still. Blade Storm is online, not too much working against them. Nightfall comes on out. This is just going to be a hit over towards A, but Guard was never looking to hold it. They realize that these ults were on the table. They're happy to concede, and look what they have available for the work back in here. Paranoia, Net's util as well, and Trent with his full set online.
And Ghost, they have pretty much nothing. They only have 1 star remaining to go, but Brock has a whole lot of Fade util, so let's see what happens. Saya player, very early beat back over towards the mid side, shuts down a massive flank. In comes a retake back over again. Jonah P! He just keeps clicking it away, and somehow it just works. Oh no, Drunk QT in a 1v3. Can't do anything about it. Can we just talk about the fact that Jonah P's knives just became magnets for a second?
He just held left click, man. That is quite a setup there, and really the linchpin of the round is the awareness quickly around that showstopper.
Let's play.
Really knife coming out into B, and again, it's the same dynamic as we've seen almost every single round thus far in this half. Ghost, an organized effort back over towards the B side. Aya player was able to get that first one. Trent doing the exact same again. This is just a funnel for all these Ghost players. They could barely make it out of the smoke, and look how much damage was done. Proto and Koala both down to half, 2 players dead. 2 extremes. And the guard, they've been doing a pretty good job of picking one of those 2 options. That Owl drone, they were very much forced to use it. Trent did find at least a bit of a contact there, but it is going to be that take back and B here for Ghost.
Again, will they clear this corner where Jonah is? The Prowler didn't spot him on out, and yet again, Jonah gets value from the exact same position.
It's going to be Trent around the corner, too. You have 3 smokes covering up that 1 spot. There is 0 way that anyone from Ghost is going to make it through without a bit extra util back over in stairs.
I mean, they've already canceled at this point, but they put all their eggs into this basket. They haven't maintained map control anywhere else. Someone could have walked up mid. Someone could have walked up outside of A. They're basically taking a gamble any direction they go, and the wheel, it seems to have landed on Saya player. Perfect position. They'll take the shot on towards John. Get away. This round's over. I think Ghost should save again.
Yeah, 15 seconds left. They have no ground being made here in B. There's 3 players here. The conditions are ripe here for a save, and indeed it will happen. 7-0, going back to the guard, and I think it actually is time to call Ghost's approaches here kind of one-dimensional. It is just going to be at the detriment of just less and less rounds that they can win. And Jonah P, that early approach alongside Paranoia very, very early in A main does clear out a Proto, and that is so important. A Proto, so much utility that he can use for the rest of this round, and it's already shut down.
And that Haunt didn't connect on towards Trent. He has a really powerful angle here. Nismo does take down Net, but still, Trent in a position. Valen just on the other side. They hold in this crossfire, and they get so much value out of it. Nismo will eventually reply, but look at Jonah. He just took his time, found his moment,
first out. But in that last round specifically, that was the perfect time to do so.
I mean, they didn't even really hold on to the map control. The second contact was made. Guard was already sending someone back through the flank. Saya sticks around. That's bold out of him to stay on that angle for a moment, but Valen was there to lock things down. They take the bait. The punishment is there now. Koala Noob, the last line of defense for Ghost Gaming. He's worked himself in towards his tree room, but there's still a player holding in that close angle. Valen has gotten out of his position in wine. He's found his 3rd frag on the round, and Ghosts still have nothing to show for all the loss.
Yeah, this is starting to become shades of an ace here for Valen. 1 more kill now. It's Brock trying to run away, trying to potentially get the high ground. Don't really know what's going on. Just a bit of a scramble. The classic comes out. The sidearm comes out. Not able to get the ace. Very unfortunate, Brock.
For Trent, hey, that's information. Flash for Net, the Jet follows it up. It all works wonderfully, but a malfunction. Saya player goes down, now man advantage with Ghost.
Net having to run all the way back over towards B, but look at this B main hold. Double here, and it's going to start off with Jonah P. Jonah P getting 1, but you still have to watch out for Trent around the corner. Oh, Trent gets 1 easy one, but can't get anything more. The guard, they had 3 players here ready and raring to go, but great clears from Ghost. They actually have 2 players remaining now in a 2v1 against Valen. Valen, decent HP to use now, unlike John QT. 30 still a Proto. No utility to use here. You still have John with that flash drive. But again, this angle from a Proto, he could easily just shoulder. He's been real sharp with this hop over in mid, but barely unable to get that shot. But this is now a chance for Ghost. They finally have that mid control. They even put up a smoke in the middle of there. So much lack there for the guard. But a Rolling Thunder comes in. What a perfect time to do so.
Yeah. They trade the ults 1 for 1. You'd probably rather have a Rolling Thunder than a Nightfall, so it's feeling okay for the moment. Still a minute for them to work with. Their util still pretty solid in this one.
B main. Ghost now They've actually rerouted. This is full cat take. Net had to use up one of his flashes, but it just doesn't work out for a frag. Only one person here. Jonah P still has the op, but he gets, well, no, but he gets called out by Haunt. Nobody has actually crossed out more than Jenny. Jonah P not able to find any pixels. Those misses, though, in the middle of main. What were those shots? Still Cyclone all the way out in the open, 57 HP. Still trying to look for at least one in the middle of Jenny, but it's going to be Koala barely finding a pixel over in heaven. Trent and Valen, both in heaven, both corralled, and both are going to go down.
Okay, I see you.
Jonah P. And the jet job, at least in the front side, back over in main, not able to find anything. And more importantly, Valen needs to find a way out of here. And indeed, he somehow does, but Ghost come out of that with a W.
Yeah, but look at Saya player. He's inching his way forward here outside of B, but Ghost, they finally realize these setups are ready. There's a player holding that line, just waiting to take down Saya player. There's players continuing this pressure over towards A, and there's the payoff. Koala held, he was patient, and now he gets his reward.
Oh, Valen, what a peek. Actually strikes out on one, but he was looking for more to potentially equalize the round. A decent idea, but now Trent and Net left down in a 2v4 Net. So close to these players over in A main. If there's ever a way for the guard to get themselves back into this round, it would have to be with a hero play, like potentially this one from Net. Net from behind. Is he gonna find two? And he has the spike. Fault line in the front side. Will he hold on to the spike? 40 seconds left. It doesn't even matter. He rotates back over to A, and it's a 2v2.
Yeah, but now Ghost realize that they have these players isolated. If someone's looking to hold over towards A, well, it's just one player. They just take that 2 versus 1, use utility to zone, and Koala wins his duel still. Trent on the side, there's only 20 seconds left. He takes down the spike carrier, and Koala's position is noted.
Oh, Trent. He has the full information off the ping, too.
Now this round really just falls to Koala. He's hidden close in an off angle, I believe, sitting just atop a rendezvous. If he gets one, gets out, then that sets Ghost up for such a great retake potential, but it doesn't happen. Koala dies, Jonah to find the entry. Now Ghost at disadvantage, and will be forced to play the retake.
It's a decent one, though. Brock has all of that util remaining, still even has the Prowler to go, and uses actually pretty well. Trent, he's getting stuck up in the corner, but it is actually working out for John QT and Nismo. They're just dry peeking out, and it's just working out one by one for frags. Valen is trying to sit down on the bottom of heaven, and it's everyone going down. Every single person from the guard losing out their 1v1s, and now it's just Net in the 1v4. Brock, Nismo trying to make their way out of the nebula, just try to get this kill, but it doesn't matter. Diffuse was already out. The approach over in mid. Koala Noob is trying to find at least a bit more space onto Jonah P, who was just shifting in and out of that Radianite box. But Koala does finally actually find a pixel, goes into that 1v1, misses on the shot. Everyone else from the guard, though, we are seeing some proactive map control, unlike, of course, Ghost in that attacking side.
The Prowlers, again, are just so effective from Ghost. Contact play off that piece of utility. They wait on the swing, Prowler comes on out, and boom, 2 free kills.
Good combo off the fade, but again, the guard made a whole lot of noise back over in B, but again, it is sort of expected this much time being taken. Already made a bit of noise back over towards that mid side. They have finally popped out of A main. 2 players suppressed. Should be easy for John QT, but he's actually only able to get 1 out of that.
Now the question is whose setup gets activated first?
Oh, Nismo has to back out, though, because of that flash. Great paranoia, but Nismo still able to get 1 out of that. Koala Noob, he had the ping through the smoke, but he wasn't able to nail Jonah P. Brock still trying to find a bullet or 2 in the middle of this site. He is just getting pressured, but he has actually somehow slipped his way into short. Trent does find him. And same thing with Jonah P finding another kill onto John QT. A 2v2 now off of this post plant. Jonah P was trying to find something from stairs, but it's not going to happen.
1 smoke, that's the only piece of utility available here to hold on. Or they want to take the fight over towards lane. Jonah makes contact, falls away safely.
And he's going to go back to stairs. He's going to get into a 1v1 against Koala Noob. This smoke's about to drop. Jonah P goes around, but Koala Noob takes him down. A 1v2 now. Valen does sneak himself behind the Radianite box. Does find a Proto, but not able to find the frag just yet. But a Proto gets him in the end. 50 HP remaining for him, and Ghost stay alive with that play.
You see the 10-2 half, you better not be
going back over to A. It's actually a bit looser of a hold here. Only 2 players over towards this area, but it's actually a very quick rotation from John QT alongside the rest of the team. Here comes the approach back over towards Cat. Oh, some great util already, but a Proto not able to hold it down. John QT the only person left in the back of sight. Brock was trying to find something with a Prowler, but not able to find anything. John QT with a bit of a battle in the middle of sight and still has 3 players to deal with. Trent actually takes one back, and by the end of this, we actually have a bit of an even round and make it even worse. The Vandal flank all the way back and Spawn gets shut down. A 3v2.
Cool, it was stomping. You can't be making noise in situations like that. Now,
How would
they
he
know that this is wide open. They realize, I think they spotted both players over towards A. They can just run this one over towards the B site. Nearly a guaranteed spike plant down. And look what they have available for the post. Net will have that Rolling Thunder online. The stun will recharge just around the corner. This is falling out of hand for Ghost Gaming.
Yeah, already a bit of a victory position here if Net can stay in a safe position, but not going to be able to find space. The initial approach from Ghost, both coming out of B main. No way, Valen actually wants to go for this. He only has a Sheriff, but he gets revealed a little bit. He's not trying to actually get revealed though. Doesn't show any pixels. Does make his way through, but a great watch from Brock. They cleared the rest of sight, and Brock pretty much knew that it had to be a bit of a flank, and indeed it was. Ghost, they take up a 6. Something big over towards this mid side. We just have not seen this heavy of a population, and indeed it's going to work out for a bit of a combo and a bit of space. But here comes the guard back over in A. Very quick combo, at least with the one dash from Jonah P. But Jonah P is the only player here.
Yeah, but Ghost, they were always set up to play this retake because they have that Nightfall. They pop it on through. The Rolling Thunder tries to reply. John in trouble. He's stunned up, somehow still alive as Nismo from Heaven supports now. Not trying to get the trade back on through. Jonah should be known towards Hell, but Ghost, they can take the pause. They can wait a moment. Suss out if anyone's looking for the flank, and that's the spike going down. It was never on the site. It was never even planted. And now, Guard have to fight from a position where they have sight. They have to try and get back towards safety in main, but Valen doesn't even have a smoke available yet.
Well, very simply, nobody was in the middle of sight to actually hold for this. Jonah P was stuck under Heaven. And of course, you had Valen trying to fight a bit for Cat. Those players back over in A main, it was left completely free. 45 seconds left, though. They're still trying to get this spike down, and indeed, they do have some space for it.
Yeah, and Ghost knows that no one can be flanking back on through. They were always holding that space over towards the catwalk. So now, this retake, there's a realization that everyone's either locked in towards main or on the side.
Saya, great peek. Brock still takes him down. Here comes the dwarf, though. It's a 1v3 for Valen. Valen spray through the smoke. Could have actually been so huge onto a Proto, but a Proto did it even better. 7-10. Ghosts are slowly finding their footing.
These are scary rounds to be losing.
Finds much stability off of this next round, or many answers off of this next round, because again, you are seeing mostly just pistols down the line. They are going to find yet another opportunity down that mid side. Only one person watching up that cross. It's currently Nismo. But again, Jonah P with a Blade Storm could actually get one here, but it won't work.
No, and now Prowler immediately to reply. That ensures that this race stays safe, that Nismo has an opportunity to get away in towards a deeper corner. It's just well set up, and in the meantime, while this chaos was going on in towards mid, look at the map. In B main, the chamber is inched forward, Qualanoob in a good spot, but the opposing chamber of Saya player takes down Nismo now. Mid is open, but Ghosts, they seem to have a read on this one. With the player in B main, they're comfortable playing retake on that side of the map, so they commit a little bit heavier over towards A.
And again, with the trademark, as you see there, good catch, observers. That's all the little ping that they need again. They just have a Proto. Just playing contact in the back of A. But more importantly, this Fade has to do something immediately off of that smoke going down and at least try for it. The Haunt doesn't actually catch anything. A Proto still stuck in the back line. Needs to run away and still able to get 2. A 3v2 now. Again, Guard. They still have Sire player with the op, but Valen actually strikes down with a big one. Both players in the front of sight, and they're going to be able to get the plant down.
Free room is controlled by Ghost, and holding on to that space is a big win condition for them. Saya player wounded, but you're right, he's holding the angle.
Oh, Qualanoob is the one to win the Wild West battle. Now Valen, a 1v2, and can't make it work. Ghost once again able to make the landing at the very end of these rounds, but again, that 1v1 against Saya player. Valen in the middle of sight.
Has his as well. It looks like they want to work off of that, but the Proto not revealed by any utility. He's holding a sneaky angle in towards him. Oh, but Jonah spots him. A much better way to get started.
Yeah, huge from Jonah. You know that he wanted that one way on top of Jenny. Indeed, just works out for him. Qualanoob looking to track something. And on the bottom of Heaven, that was Jonah P. Just firing away. But everyone actually from the guard running back into A main.
Yeah, look at the flank though. Saya player is working his way up towards Catwalk. If he times this right, that position could be big.
They're going to have to watch out for it again. They have zero information going back over into mid, and they've tried it a couple of times. They've shut down a couple of players, trying to cross them up, trying to flank them up, and indeed it works. John QD shuts it down. Nismo still trying to fight. Jonah P doing an insane job. He was able to get 2, but it's only 2. Nismo, Koala Noob looking to fight the Hunter's Fury. This is why all of these players ran back into A main, and the time is up. It's finally a round back for the Guard.
Recovery at last for the Guard. They hold on.
Back over into B main, but we have to watch out for Saya player on the front line with the tour de force. Can't get anything, and here comes the immediate approach. Dash in from Jonah P. Koala Noob with the swing, but not able to get anything, but you still have the second offer in John QT. Nismo does actually strike down with another frag and does leave things with a 3-on-3. Brock using up one of the Prowlers, but again, still the Guard with full control B.
Oh, nice lineup for the Haunt there. Doesn't reveal anyone, but should give at least a bit of information that no one's playing front side as the spike comes on through. The utility for Ghost, rather limited in towards this retake. Good spam, denies it. So much time is being bought here for Ghost Gaming.
Even 3v3 here, the Guard. They need to win this one out to be able to close it out. The Ghost Gaming side, of course, they need to win it out just to keep this one going. One player back over in main, no, they have no clue, but of course they're watching out for it. Saya does TP back. Valen is TP'd into the back of sight, and now it's just Net trying to hold it down. Valen and Saya all get the frags they need.
Oh, Ghost.
And it works. Putting all of their eggs into one basket. It's Nismo trying to make a dash into the middle of this A side, but it actually does work into the middle of the A main. It does work out for at least 1 kill. But back over in B, only 1 player is holding.
Proto has to do it all in this round. As one of the few rifles available to Ghost Gaming, he'll realize that this play is happening, but support is so far away.
It's only a Sheriff. A Proto, I wish you the best of luck. Rolling Thunder going in. He's not going to get revealed just yet. Still sitting in the back. Oh, that headshot is huge, but Saya player comes up even huger. The collateral going in. A Proto having to run now. Brock still helping out, but how is the Proto still not dead? Finally, Trent gets the frag, but now it's Brock in a 1v2. Can he potentially keep Ghost Gaming alive in this map? Net going for a wide swing. Brock does find at least the one, but the shot to the wall, he's not able to connect, and Net shuts it down.
Series down and evening the odds in this one. It looks like they want to fight early for space towards the north side. The map, but so too to Ghost. John holds strong for the first frag, and Net gets nothing done either.
Oh, Trent's immediately putting up, again, this little stack wall that he could potentially hold on with. But even more importantly, the counter smoke is going to completely shut this down. He's been the one kind of shifting over back over in B. Hasn't seen anything, hasn't heard anything. It's a full rotation.
Yeah, this is really well played. Ghost just do a little prodding over towards A, and Guard, they take their gamble over towards that side. It's the incorrect assumption, and now wide open is the B spike site. John will get spike planted on down, and the post line positioning is stellar here for Ghost. They have a player over towards the north side of the map. That's a Proto to hold space there. They have their chamber in close with a rendezvous, and the Sage Wall, which is so incredibly potent when these pistol rounds is up and buying time.
Breaking down the wall. They are just trying to find any sort of pick that they can find in the middle of this site, but more importantly, Ghost, they're not giving any of those pixels. They're only playing crossfires right now, but Trent does a great job of fishing for one, that's for sure. John QT going fast and furious, just shifting his way through, getting the frag, just spraying away, and he actually completely solo up A, but again, it's that group approach back over in Dish that we already saw before. Nobody here from the Guard can realistically do anything to stop it. That slow worm, definitely a decent idea, but more importantly, the wall goes up, nobody can actually get a crossfire in. Trent is going to be the only person that can make damage, and indeed he's not able to get anything. 3 players now remaining for the Guard.
I love that for Ghost as well. They see one player over towards the flank, they think, hey, there's probably a stronger force in this direction, so they fully commit to fighting it out as a team, and well, they were correct, just maybe the timing was a little bit off, but all the same, it'll work out. Stun goes on forward, the players for Guard are pressured towards the spawn, and Ghost well established for this push.
One enemy remaining.
Trying to find these finishing
Can
frags.
actually play around with this a little bit, but they might be trusting the smoke just a bit too much.
Koala Noob looking to swing out, and he might be able to find Jonah P, but Jonah P drops down. Net having to deal now with Arcade, alongside with another player over towards Heaven. It's a double crossfire, and I'm still wondering if Koala Noob is ever going to pop out. That is that 1 kill over towards Heaven, but that is sight being taken. Koala Noob does have full line of sight now. Ghost, still 3 players stuck in arcade.
This is dangerous. If these players over towards Heaven die, that's guns given away. The swing is good. 2 players up. The trades stay even, but that's so favorable for Ghost. Guns are recovered. Space is gained.
No.
Stay patient. They're just holding towards spawn. A gap in the smoke. Trent takes such advantage of it.
Yeah, I love that little spot, playing whack-a-mole with the stairs, and indeed Trent will never miss a shot like that. And Saya great pressure now that Kuala not able to knock it down. Saya player, that first contact back in dish. Sent a massive frag to start things off. But Nismo, okay.
The map, but the setup for guard is really passive. Again, it's that double hold towards Heaven on Fee, but Brent falls first over towards his A site. Now Ghost Gaming, it seems like they just want to rotate back over towards A off of this. There is 2 players to hold, but Jonah has no real utility to work with, and he might be going towards the wrong side here, making the decision at this moment. Does stick around to support Saya, but again, it's Ghost with the patience.
And the Boombot doesn't find anything.
30 seconds left.
Just going to be this approach now for Ghost that would be pretty much the same amount of risk if they went over to B. The 2 players here maintaining their spots, maintaining the hold, but the aftershock is so good! And the satchel from above actually kills him. That is too good.
That's just unlucky, man.
From above taking him down.
You lose so much HP to an accidental aftershock that you back into and then just killed by a blast pack in midair. A heartbreaker, but Nat is still alive. He has a good position here, stunning towards the corner. Not sure if he connects onto a Proto, but Nat's still ready for it. He's brought this down to a 2 versus 2, but now it's just him. It's a clutch in the 1 versus 2.
Nat's looking in terms of potentially their usual split approach.
Yeah, but they prioritize getting Saya player his ultimate online, so Total Force available. Valen's already walking around on a flank. Nothing is actually holding this unless the Proto goes back to check. He will, but not close enough. Valen, a right click. Gun recovered now. They have to get rid of him, and they do 1 for 1.
That could have been so huge for Valen. Any sort of mileage that Valen gets is just more of a positive for the guard. It's just more overwhelming pressure from Arcade because, again, it was only 1 person here, and it's Nismo. Nismo trying to go through. Natty gets found, but the showstopper actually gets wasted on him. Jonah P waiting around the corner trying to find one, but he was actually paying attention to Tunnel instead, and Saya player, last one remaining in that one. And they're actually going to go up with a counter, and at the exact same time, this is pretty good. Koala Noob heading up B.
They'll hear this, though. Rolling Thunder goes on in towards A. That's on the defensive side, but nobody's here.
And they're wasting another ulti there?
Yeah, what a faux pas.
They actually gonna use it.
Oh,
They're going to use the showstopper back over in main. They're not even going to use it at all. What was even the point? No, Nets, he just runs away. That's good. Needs to stay safe here on site. Again, it is just control for Ghost.
And the reason is they think that that's going to be a fight from 2 sides. They want to hold on to at least some area. I think at a core, it's not necessarily a terrible play, but it's a gamble that doesn't work out. And now Nismo, he's able to find a frag in this one. Full rotations coming out from the guard, but Ghost Gaming, his clock is still limited. Only 20 seconds left.
Logic works, but it's all your eggs in one basket. But there goes the ult. The orbital strike being used in the middle of main right as they try to go out, and it's perfect. The guard just keep funneling through, but now it's still a 2-on-2. 13 seconds left. They need to dash into the middle of sight. Slow orb in the middle, but a Proto gets both at the end. It was
towards the nest. Lots of util across those players, but the Rolling Thunder goes on in, and both the players bounced up in towards Heaven.
Yep, and the Boombot's going to come in at the same time. There is no nade there for Nismo, but it is going to be the aftershock coming in, trying to clear out potentially the Raze around the corner. Raze v Raze. It's Jonah P to actually win it out, but a Proto gets traded out immediately. Shorty does actually get rewarded. Koala Noob gets at least 1. Yeah, the same little approach here back over in Arcade. The guard, they do switch things up by at least putting 1 back over in B main, but hello, Net. We just didn't see that from the guard at all.
Yeah, we've been waiting for something like that to happen. Obviously, Ghosts were conditioning that they play slow, that you're going to be punished if you flank. But I think it is still kind of the play for guard to be taking those fights, to be pushing forward.
We
hope the ranked demons, if they hear the things you're saying, don't stop.
Whoa! I'm sorry.
Bad implications, man.
Bad implications indeed. You need quote unquote coordination for map control, folks. Quote unquote. 35 seconds left. Ghost Gaming, they are slowly making moves back over in Arcade, and that molly does work out for at least For at least Valen to keep pushing up, and indeed it works out. Koala Noob coming out from the middle of site. There's still 2 players here. You have 1 player around the corner. I don't think they have any clue about Trent. Trent, no way! What? No, Trent! It's a disaster for Trent, and now Saya player in a 1v3 can't do anything.
But surely Ghost is ready for this, because it was only a trademark
They
on
don't have
one
any
side. They
util
need to
back
be
there,
prepared for someone to hold the back. Who will claim that job on Ghost?
No one's watching though. Here they go. Nismo on the front side is going to approach with a showstopper, but that Rolling Thunder is so good. No, they revealed him. They found him, and they weren't able to get any kills out of it. It's going to be easy for a Proto, but Jonapi actually still somehow survives, and Saya player at the same time is able to get another kill. This is a 2v2 after the dust settles.
Now it's 30 seconds to work with in this play.
Oh, crossfire in now, enacted for Saya player on net, but it gets broken! Cheekily now behind his wall.
Are they going to wall boost again? Ghost loves doing this in their previous series as well. When they were playing against XSET, they committed to these plays quite a lot. It's a risk, but when you pair it with a breach flash, you can find a lot of value. Here goes the play, down goes Trent.
So how's the approach? 2 players watching the edge of A. The smokes go up, and it's going to cover them. These 2 players now from the guard that were watching these extremities would need to push it out if they want any sort of effect. But it's just not going to work out. They wait for the rotation. It's going to be a full 4v4 retake here for the Garden. They've already made the first step. They've dropped out of heaven. Now they could potentially take down 1 or 2 in the middle of the site. Saya player with a good angle. Oh, Koala Noob, the timing. He comes off of the angle, and Saya takes him down. This hero play, though, John QT back over in main, could do it all, but he gets none. It's a 2v3. Make it a 1v4, excuse me. Brock, the last one remaining. He has nowhere to go. He's smoked out. They know he's there. The guard have a third.
Yeah, it's done. He'll just be forced to fall away in this one. Guard, what an excellent retake to come out of him. Initially, it starts strong with that up shot connecting for Saya player, but on the other side, Ghosts get themselves in the right position to make that hit a reality to claim the space. Ghosts, they do want to, again, just make one of these hits over towards south side of A, but when it is a duel from one front, Guard can feel comfortable to concede that space, hold back towards heaven, but now, with that smoke through, these players are actually locked in towards the site, but the delay's excellent. Net throws out the aftershock.
They know exactly where both of them are, though. Net has been throwing out this utility from the same exact spot. Koala Noob knows where he is, but it doesn't matter. Net just wide swings, and he gets 2 of them for free, and he should be able to get more, and indeed he gets more. 4th one for Net? Why not? The way that we started things off, it was 7-1 at one point. Now here we go, the Garden. I have 3 players here on B. Only 2 of them are actually crossfiring back over on stairs, but it's actually a great place to do so. They have a lot of utility to potentially stop this. They have a Molly and a nade, but it's only going to be the late nade to come out. Jonah P alongside Val, and they had the crossfire, and indeed they convert it. Wall is up, though. Revive is up. Will Brock be able to hold? Out goes the white swing from Val, and it actually does work out for even more kills from the Guard. Jonah P and Valen collecting 2. Each one of them, and now John QT, a Proto, both stuck behind the wall, both still trying to get some sort of mileage out of this round, and indeed a Proto does start things off right. A 1v3 now. John QT stuck behind the wall, plays peekaboo, and Net still takes him down.
Fight the north side.
How do they actually approach, though? Do they actually come in from the north side? They don't. All 3 of them actually opt to go down potentially towards stairs, and that one way is actually perfect essentially. Net's able to get 1 from that, more damage being done to John QT and a Proto, but now all 4 of these players are stuck approaching from Arcade.
And it's weird because it's not even intended as a one-way, but works in that fashion too.
Yeah, no.
As it sticks out through the floor. Now Ghost, it will be the north side for the majority of this fight back in. Good flashes to deny Saya's position, so Guard looking to hold him off site, and the smoke is already up.
Oh, how do they actually stop this? Nade going in, dropping in. Brock still alive and still defusing a 3v3. It's so agonizing seeing so many players alive with the space
in bridge, and now that means Sai has worked his way outside, but John should be wary of this. He's jiggling on the angle, but could this be a false bit of information? They only spot 1 over towards this site, but it's soon to be more. Guard rotate all 5 of their players towards A, and so too do Ghost, or at least they'll eventually commit to it. For now, they're again just working this space in the underpass, making sure no tomfoolery is going on at B. They have that assurance. Now they'll probably just look to take this fight from the flank, which means the round in large part is on Net.
Yeah, they're gonna have to hard clear this corner.
They do.
Indeed they do. Net goes down in a heap. Koala Noob around the corner only has the Headhunter! And the Headhunter Just connects onto Valen out of nowhere in the middle of that crowd. Trent and Saya Player, the last 2 players alive, and it is so tough for these 2 players to even have a chance. But Saya Player actually strikes on a very good one onto Brock. But a Proto, Nismo, the last 2 players to get frags. 3 players live at the very end for Ghost. Not too bad. 9-5.
Not too bad at all. Only
Very quick one. Yeah. No flashes either. Saya Player actually somehow finds an angle through the smoke. He gets a kill pretty much out of nowhere. There's so many pixels for them to aim on.
The nade combo!
The nade! What? They were trying to jump off of the ramp essentially onto the ropes, but the nade actually catches them both. Just a disaster. But we have to keep going. Site has been taken by the guard. Ghost now 4v3 with Spectres.
Did the guns fall off the map? I see pings. I think the guns just fell off the map, so I don't know if too much can actually be recovered out of that one. It'll still just be the Spectres for the work back in. And look at Jonah. He's already pushed his way deep in towards spawn, and yeah, guns are gone. No weaponry to work with, bar what was brought into this round for Ghost, but already taking this fight. Sagewell is still available to block off that spike.
Jonah P again with that cross, needs something out of this to make it work. And indeed, he gets one, but again, super low. A proto, sneaking through the smoke. That may just be it, but Net, he does the exact same 50-50 through the smoke, and he does it again! Walks. Nismo around the corner, just not able to get anything. Again, the satchel that just immediately came out. He would have still been alive by now, but Jonah P coming in. Showstopper, middle of sight. Will he actually connect onto Brock? Oh yeah, point blank, 66 HP. Man is still alive. 3 players now remaining for Ghost. Can they even approach this?
Yeah, I don't know if they'll even want to commit on into it. Kolanub with that operator in hand, and the answer seems to be no.
For Ghost, but for the guard, I mean, just the way that they ended up making their way through Dish.
The guard as well, they do want to split in this area, so Kolanub, right spot! It's nearly the collateral, but still, 1 frag found.
Nearly the collab, but Koala Noob could definitely get more to try to compensate for it, shifting his way.
If he just rings around the rosy, gets another orb here. Trent has Resurrection. And no one in Ghost is really in position to deny it. It still is favorable because they'll force out that ultimate and buy a heck of a lot of time off the clock.
Yeah, again, nobody currently in tower, no one currently in the middle of Cypher B, so like you said, orb is completely out in the open.
Yeah, and the Aftershock's on the other side of the map, no breach in position, so no one will be able to deny this one. Jonah P back into walked up deep in towards A main. People could be walked up towards Dish, which is the truth. Timing! Koala walks forward, denies Trent the moment that he's about to come through, and now he's in trouble with the orbital strike on his back end.
Yeah, he still has 65 HP after that, but a Proto was watching his cross. Now it's the crossfire here for Koala Noob, but alongside a Proto, it's a 3rd kill for Koala Noob. It's a 2nd one for a Proto. Not the double, triple, but again, it's still going to be another
round. The stun, I'd imagine, will go forward. Koala gets on the line off of that, and hey, look, that's just walking straight on into it.
Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. Net sliding into the crosshairs of Koala Noob, but Saya Player doing the exact same thing. He's actually just inching his way up. Koala Noob not expecting anyone to actually be that close, but look at how safe he's being. He's actually cleared off that corner. He could actually just be holding back on A. Indeed, that's what he's doing. No risk whatsoever back over in A main. He wants to help out his teammates that are getting pressured out. Of course, back over in Dish. The shot from Koala Noob does miss out, though, but Brock is there for a big one, and Nismo with a showstopper. This has to be a frag. When will the smoke dissipate? Oh! Nismo! How did that showstopper not catch anyone? It might have just gone a bit too far away from Jonah P, but Koala Noob still trying to fight back, still trying to point and click, but it just doesn't work. Jonah P somehow still alive with 6 HP, but it's only a 2-on-3 for guard. They found a bit of space with Jonah P, and it's 6 HP left on Brock, but John... Ooh, that early wall. It's going to lead as a little bit of a red carpet back over towards elevator. Here comes Brock looking for a couple. But again, the pistols, they're just overwhelming in terms of space. Ghost can wait here, 0 issues, and just try to face on these pistols. But they still use the Rolling Thunder, and they still regain the space, and they're still able to get 2 kills. Through the smoke, a Proto gets 2 free ones, but Trent is the last one remaining on a 1v5 who strikes down on at least 1.
Get a gun. It's something to work with in this round, but 1 versus 5 feels just a bridge too far. And that's ready. John can pop up, but Proto can join him if they want. It would be a really interesting off angle that I imagine will come off contact of the wall on the other side. Out comes Trent's wall. Timing. Is there a reply on the boost? There it is. Absolutely. That's great. Out of a Proto, they fall away, are comfortable with the 1-for-1 trade, and now just look to play the retake.
The counter was good for a quick second. John QT striking away at the middle of sight, but this is now it. A 5v4. Ghost Gaming could complete a big one here against Guard, but again, you have to watch out back over in Arcade. One player coming up, Nismo. He will face on a 1v1, but more importantly, Trent takes down Koala Noob. Valen doing the same. Can Guard stay alive? And they are slowly chipping away. Only 2 players remaining, Brock and John QT. Both trying to come in from different spots here. That from Connector and mid, and yeah, that has to be it. Net and Saya player both taking back over in Arcade. A bit unorthodox from what we've seen before, and indeed, it's going to go against them. Koala Noob gets an early frag.
There's players still ready to push here over towards the bridge. I'd imagine those players will start their aggression right about now. We'll set up a really heavy flank play for the retake on the B site. Practically the same exact situation as we saw in the round previous, but in this one, the force over towards bridge is so much heavier, and that means this round is very much reliant on how much Valen can get done.
Valen, here we go! Can't get anything! The one contact he gets is the one contact he loses. Nismo takes him down. Now here comes the retake from Ghost. They crossfire it up in the middle of sight, and they're not able to find anyone. So here we go. It's only tower. It's only site that they have to clear. Trent gets a big one off rip, but again, smoke in the middle. Saya player gets one. It's a 1v4 for Trent. It's a disaster so far for the Guard. They can somehow try to trust Trent, but it just doesn't work. Ghost Gaming pull off a massive upset to evade 0-2.
A 2-1 victory there for Ghost, and so well deserved.
Koala Noob joining us here today. Koala, one, I just want to say, as a person with no hair, very jealous of the thing that you got going on at the top of your head. Papa, it looks great. Nourish it, cherish it for as long as you can. 2, how does it feel, man? You guys have had quite the journey, but getting this win here today against the Guard, no less, is huge for you. How's the squad feeling right now?
Oh my god, everybody's so excited. It's actually crazy. To be honest, like I'm losing my voice right now because I was always yelling. Like it's awesome.
We actually did have a video of you like getting excited and stuff. So it does seem like you bring the hype to this team, which is awesome to see. So, you guys made some changes, right? And ever since Proto joined the team, it's very clear like the squad has just been leveling up each and every time you play. What has a Proto brought to the squad? And how has not only himself, but you guys evolved as a squad moving into group stages here?
On top of Alex or Proto being an incredible player, like he is always good for multiple kills on site. Like he's a very good player, and in the past we've had trouble with communication. Like we're always like overcalming or messing up like mid round, like, and it's getting hectic. Alex kind of helps with that because he is very like calm. Like he tells us to calm down. He has a lot of experience, so he knows when like we're getting like very like too excited. So he really helps us with like mid rounding and making sure that like we're chillaxed, and like even when the round's over and like we're getting really hyped, like he's like, all right everybody, like just calm down, like we want to go next. Like he's really good with that, so he just always helps us stay like level-headed.
Well, you guys had all the reason to be level-headed because on Haven, you guys were disgusting. Now, there's something that I do need to point out here, and our production team constantly is peppering this narrative. Is unrated really the difference? Should I be going into unrated and getting my games on? Because it seems to be working for you, buddy.
Yeah, I definitely vouch for unrated, but like if you have a person that like you enjoy playing it with, like I have somebody that I love playing unrated with, like I could play it all day with her. Like it's just really fun. And I think I don't know, it's not as competitive as ranked. There are pretty good players in it, and like you're just getting reps playing the game. As long as like you're still practicing outside of it, and like you get like practice like with the team and stuff, like it'll be fun.
Yeah, well, shout out to your duo. But also, look at that. Maybe just, Brennan Sideshow feeding in ranked maybe just isn't the answer after all. But all right, Haven, you guys look fantastic. Like really good. What was going on there? Because everyone had Haven pegged for Guard. It's a good map for them. Was it really just the fade being that much of a difference for the team? And do you think that squads are going to start copying what you guys were doing there, because you guys were looking dominant?
I think fade's really good. We qualified the last qualifier, so we only had 3 days before our first match versus XSET. We couldn't really like afford to, like we had to either gamble and assume that we were gonna like make it and just practice with new comps, or we just had to like use the comps that we're comfortable with and qualify with that. And we kind of just chose that path, and it kind of was unfortunate that we weren't able to try a new comp. I think Fade's really good. I think if you use her well with other characters specifically, like she's even better. And to be honest, like I think you just gotta like, I played really aggro, and that's like a big thing, because with Fade, like the info that I get with her, like it really allows me to like get activated and like get a lot more info for the team. And John does a really good job like knowing his timings with the Fade util and stuff already, and he's really played them. Same with Brock. Brock also played Fade on Ascent. Like they're doing a really good job for not having much time.
Yeah, well, I did want to ask about Ascent real fast though, because it, again, it's kind of like flipped. We kept saying it's the upside down, because what should have been a map for the guard ended up being a map for you guys, but ended up being a map for, you guys ended up going to the guard. What do you think went wrong on Ascent, and what is the squad gonna look to do to improve moving forward, because you have some big challenges up ahead?
That's definitely a perfect VOD to review, because we are like known as scrimmers, and like we've looked really good on that map. So it's kind of funny how we kind of didn't play our game on that map. We definitely didn't do what we usually did. Our timings were a little off. We were giving them too much respect when we literally just 13-1 them. I think nobody's really worried about it. I think we're just gonna look back and we're gonna fix some stuff, like find new plays to do. And honestly, like we weren't even worried once we lost that map. Like it was just oh, whatever.
Awesome. Well, hey man, I'm glad. Practice makes perfect. That at the end of the day, doesn't matter which sport it is. Finally, moving forward here, right? You got some challenges up ahead of you. You got to deal with NRG, 100 Thieves as well, TSM. I believe next week you guys are playing against NRG. Thoughts on that match? NRG's looking very strong right now, and obviously there's a big opportunity for you guys here to really upset us all in this group.
Yeah, no, I think NRG's looked really good, but to be honest, our rise and improvement recently has been unbelievable, and I'm not really worried at all. If we just continue playing like how we have been, like just full confidence, nobody's scared, like it's night and day difference. Like we're gonna win. I'm not worried at all.
Awesome stuff. Well, Koala Noob, thank you so much for your time, man. Really appreciate it. Rest your voice, and looking forward to seeing what you guys do moving forward in the tournament. All right, man?
Yeah, thank you so much. Have a great night.